He gives you the cash, he so does give you the cash. He will get money from his videos. He will do what he can. My name is StarkyBooty32. And today, before I start this video, I just want to tell you all, I hope that you all are having a good Christmas. I know that I am. I have had a great Christmas this year, well, better than last year. Last year I had a horrible Christmas. But that's besides the point. What I am here to talk about today is my anecdotal experience that I had this Christmas. If none of you don't know what Christmas is, well, this is for the people who don't really celebrate Christmas, but I'm sure a lot of you know what it is. It's a time of year when, at the end of the year, when we get handed out gifts and all the like to each other, and it's usually a time where we spend time with our family and it's all jolly and whatnot. There has been a legend about Christmas about a guy called Santa, who, if you don't know who Santa is, he is this fat old guy who rides a sleigh that's being pulled by reindeer all over the world just to deliver gifts to all the houses in the world. And many people have been saying that Santa isn't real. They have been saying that it's only what parents tell their kids to get them to go to sleep early, and so that they can be good throughout the entire year. However, other people have believe in Santa and have found a scientific explanation for this. And I'm at the last year on Christmas, my mum told me that Santa wasn't real. However, I did not fully believe that, seeing as I was only speculating whether Santa was real or not. I have never stayed up all night on Christmas, and I haven't seen Santa myself to believe in him. If none of you know the saying, seeing is believing, well, I follow that, and to believe something, the best way to is if you see it with your own two eyes. And so because of all this controversy about Santa Claus that has been going on, I decided to find out once and for all this year by staying up all night to see whether Santa exists or not. Now, before we get into all of that, I want to tell you how my Christmas Eve went. My Christmas Eve was pretty great. We went to my grandfather's house for dinner, and we had a very good dinner. I don't want to get into detail about that, but it was a great time. And then my mum drove us back home, and we spent the evening having a lot of fun and doing what we usually do. However, at 9:30, I then decided that was the time, and so what I did then, I ate something and relieved myself before doing this so that I don't get hungry in the middle of the night, and so that I don't so that I'm not busting in the middle of the night. And then after all that, I went back up to my bedroom and I stood there and stared outside my bedroom window for about 6 hours. And I have been trying very hard not to wake my mum and brother. They went to sleep about 2 hours after this whole thing started. However, after they went to sleep, they didn't wake up and they didn't disturb me, and I was all set to go. And all I had to do, all the positions that I was standing in while I looked out the window, I had only my bed head to sit on, and I would usually stand a lot of the time. The most intense thing about this whole thing was not because I was tired, but because I couldn't look away from the window. And I did look away from the window a few times, but it was only for a split second by accident, because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Anyway, now I'm going to go on to what I saw. I did not see Santa at all, but I still am unsure of whether he exists or not, and I'll get to why at the end of this. But I did see some red lights in the sky. I saw a red light that was flashing, but that was only a plane, and there were a lot of planes that were taking off. And there was this one time where there was a white light. I thought that was Santa at first, but then it turned out to be a plane. I also saw 2 shooting stars, believe it or not, and I made 2 very valuable wishes when I saw them. I'm not going to get into detail about what those wishes were. However, I also heard a lot of crazy noises. Well, not a lot of them, but I heard cries from an animal. They were high-pitched. I kind of thought of them to be reindeer, but I wasn't too sure. I also heard some fireworks every now and then. I don't know why. I don't know. I thought that they were to indicate that Santa had been there, but I don't know. And I also eyed the saucepan constellation a lot of the time, and seeing as the Earth was rotating, it was moving whenever it would be late into the night, and then I would know what time it is. And I also checked my phone a lot to see what the time was while looking out the window. However, I didn't need it anymore when I could have just looked at the saucepan. The most uncertain thing about this whole experience was that when I looked at the houses outside, they looked like they were something else, and all the objects that were outside. But that was because it was nighttime and not daytime. There was that time I thought I saw a man standing and touching some vines over a fence. But later, when I woke up on Christmas Day, I found out that that was just a plant. And my mind, a thought in my mind thought that I just dimly saw Santa and his reindeer on top of another house. And just to let you know, some of the houses that were outside did have chimneys, so it was very unlikely that I would have missed Santa. But yeah, it was just very hard to just stand and sit. Well, I did stand a lot of the time, but that was because the bedhead that I was sitting on was cramped against the wall of my bedroom, and there wasn't enough room to sit on. And now back to when I think about it, I should have pulled my bed out before I started, and then that would have been more comfortable. And for the amount of time I was standing, my pelvis started to get very sore, and I just couldn't take the pain anymore. And it was about 3 a.m. by that time. However, I could fight exhaustion very easily, so no problem with that. And because I couldn't take all the pain that was coming out of my pelvis for standing too long, I just slumped over onto the bed and then fell asleep. And then I think I slept for about 5 hours, and I woke up at about 8 o'clock on Christmas morning. And due to that, I am uncertain still of whether Santa is real or not, seeing as he could have showed up for the time I was asleep. However, if I was awake the entire night, up until sunrise, then, if I did see him, then I would have believed it. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have. And that is saying a lot. And that is my personal anecdotal experience of what I tried to do when I stayed up to try and see if Santa Claus is real. I will try this again next year, and hopefully I will get prepared by that time and make myself comfy so that I can see once and for all, for real, up until sunrise, whether Santa is real or not. But yeah, so after I woke up, I was pretty disheartened that I failed this whole thing. And here I am on Christmas Day in the afternoon making this video. Next year I will find out for real. And as I said at the start of this video, I hope you all have a good Christmas. I hope that your Christmas is very jolly, because I love Christmas and a lot of other people too. And I hope that today serves you well. And until next time, my name is StarkyBooty32, and thank you for listening, humanity.